Hey guys, welcome. I want to go over an idea very quickly with you that just came up for me. I remembered and have been applying in my own life that is so powerful. I came up with this as I was working out. As you can see, I'm pretty sweaty, a little out of breath, so bear with me here. But this idea is so profound, so simple, but again, it's one of those things that for a lot of people can catapult them into further and further success if they use it. And it is something that all successful people understand and have done. You know, we live in a day and age of information overload. So much information. You know, you can find equal amounts of articles usually or videos or whatever on why one thing is bad and one thing is good and why this and that. And there's so much stuff out there that can paralyze you from doing anything. And the simple idea that can really help you get moving, get started is the idea of, look, I am never going to know it all. I don't know what I don't know, and it is impossible for me to know every single thing. You are never going to be able to calculate, I need to do this, and that, and it'll be successful. Success doesn't work that way. You can never really see the road to it. You know, it's more of an intuitive, allow the bends in the river type of thing. You never are going to be able to be like, okay, I'm going to do this, it's going to go this way, and then this, and then that. And a lot of people, because of that, because they can't see that, they won't start. And so here's the simple idea. It is, you can't know everything, but you can know enough. And essentially what this means is, a lot of people will read a million self-help books before they go try something. A million, people will read a bunch of business books before they try and build the business they've been meaning to build. People will look up all these fitness routines and articles and nutrition guides before they start applying anything in their life. Because they want to know it all. They want to get it right. They want to make sure the first time, no mistakes, flawless performance, right? And that's just not how life works. It never will work that way. And you're going to get nowhere doing that. And so the idea is, yes, absolutely do some research. Absolutely make sure you're reading the stuff that feels good to you and feels right to you and has stuff that backs it up and it should work. And then once you know enough, go out and do it. You don't need to know much about a treadmill before you hop on and start running and start gaining the benefits of running on a treadmill. You just need to know how to start it, how to adjust the settings, and to turn it off just in case you start tripping or something. Although most of them automatically do that, so don't worry, it's got you covered. Even the machines got you covered for most of it. And the point is, so many people are paralyzed. They're in analysis paralysis. They think they need to know more. They think they need to, there's more information they have to gather before they make a move. And it might be the case in some situations, but if it's the case of starting versus not starting, I would even say it is better to start with almost no information or very little than to wait until you have almost all of it or a ton of it, which you can't get to anyway. There's another very good saying that goes along with this, and it goes like this. And this is another thing to remember that goes hand in hand with this, and it's this. A lot of redundancy in that, but don't worry. It's knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. The power in knowledge is applied knowledge, not sitting on it and doing nothing and not improving your life and whatever and being able to use it in a Jeopardy contest. Maybe that will feel good to your ego, but it isn't going to help your life in any single way. It's not going to help your life to just know facts that you can then spew off at a party and then feel good about yourself for. It just isn't going to help you. However, using that information you've gathered, applying it in the real world, applying it in your life, will reap so many benefits, and you don't need to know it all. And think of it this way. The baby bird that's in the nest, it watches its mother fly. It knows instinctively that it's able to do that as well. It grows the feathers. It has the flight muscles. But at some point, the bird is going to have to just jump out of the nest. It's going to have to take the leap of faith and learn from what it's seen, from what it's gathered in knowledge by watching the best of the best, which is its mother bird or daddy bird flying. It's going to have to, at some point, jump out the nest. Now imagine the baby bird's like, I need more information. I need to know what's going to happen flawlessly. Guess what? A lot of baby birds fall. And they slowly fall to the ground and have to try again. Sometimes worse things happen, but again, it has to try again, right? But it'll never know if it can do it. It'll never know if it will be successful as a bird, because a bird that doesn't fly, unless it's a flightless bird, isn't going to do so well, is it? From a survival instinct, from a survival perspective, it has to learn this. And when it comes to living a fulfilled life, you can think of it that way. If you want to live You have to live a fulfilled life. You want to have a successful business. You want to have health, like really good health. If you want to have great relationships, you're going to have to take that leap at some point. And honestly, gathering more information isn't going to encourage you. I've been there. I know how it feels. It's like, okay, once I get to this level of knowing, then I'll take the leap. You'll never know what's going to be on the way down. There's always going to be something you don't know about, and you're going to learn a lot from the experience. But the point is, you don't need to know it all, you just need to know enough. There's another example for those of you who are Star Wars fans that I heard, which is really good. And it's the Luke is training with Yoda. Some of you might tune this out, some of you might perk up and go, ooh, Star Wars analogy. But it's Star Wars analogy. But it's Luke is training with Yoda, and he gets basically this sense, we call it an intuition, it's really the Force or something, that's getting this sense that Leia and Han Solo are in trouble, right? That they're, they've been captured, they're in trouble. And he gets this sense, and he's in the middle of his training, and he says he has to go. And Yoda says, but you are not finished your training. And essentially, Luke goes, I know enough, I'll be back to finish my training, but I know enough to be able to do this, and I'm needed now. I need to do this now. And it's the same kind of thing. If you're waiting until you quote unquote finish your training, which if in this case it's acquiring all knowledge you'll never get to, then you're just going to end up doing nothing. And again, going back to the other thing I said, knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. Knowing things and sitting on that information, again, knowing how to work the treadmill but never hopping on is not going to help you lose weight. Knowing how to do the exercise but never doing it is not going to reap you the benefits of the exercise. The benefit is in the application. Knowing how to attract the partner you want and not doing it's not going to bring you the partner you want. Knowing how to make money but never applying it is not going to allow money to come into your life. Knowing which location you want to live in the world but never doing the things to get there isn't going to allow you to live there. And so just keep that idea in mind. I would say go away with these two ideas and make sure, again, apply them. But go away with these two ideas. You will never know everything. You don't know what you don't know. So this is all the first idea real quick. And you also don't need to know everything. You know enough to get started, and you'll learn as you go. And the second is, knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. You might as well not know at that point. There's no benefit to your life by knowing something and not applying it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it off there. Please make sure you are actually using these tools. Very simple, very easy, but it's very easy to learn. Just to sign off, one thing the same guy who I'm learning this from said, it takes 5 minutes to learn the laws of success. 5 minutes, but a lifetime to master. It's repetitive use of these simple principles again and again and again is what's going to change your life into the life you really dream of living. It is possible. In fact, it's actually very probable when you learn this stuff and you start applying it over and over again. And I want to see you guys starting to do that. I'm experiencing it more and more, and I want the same for you guys. I want you to be able to experience everything that you desire, your dream life, the relationships you want, the financial situation you want, the body, everything. And also know it's possible. But make sure you're applying these principles, and it's just going to allow you to, get closer and closer to those kind of things. So anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off there because I'll probably just keep going in circles. But anyway, please apply these ideas. Remember that you were loved. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next video.